This is the Saber Coach Kate podcast, where I highlight the great thinkers, athletes, and coaches in the dynamic sport of Olympic fencing.
Guard.
This year's Summer Nationals and July Challenge broke records for attendance, even though the qualifying paths were more challenging. Many participants and coaches commented on how much more difficult every event was than in past years, which means the overall quality of fencing in our country is increasing. Over 4,200 athletes total competed in this tournament, most of whom did multiple events. Day 6 had the highest number of participants in a single day, nearly 1,500. Every day, I did a series of one-minute interviews to capture the stories of the people who make up this incredible environment. You'll hear from armourers, national office staff, vendors, fencing parents, Olympians, coaches, fencers, and referees. Every person at the venue was vital to the success of such a huge event. You'll also hear the energy, excitement, and noise the participants experienced. Tune in now to hear what the largest fencing tournament in the world sounded like. This is the Saber Coach Kate podcast, coming live to you from Salt Lake City at the Salt Palace. This is day 1 of Summer Nationals, and I'm standing right in the middle of Division I Men's Saber. This is what that event sounds like.
Oh, nice.
This is Michelle Becker, and I'm from Fencers Club of Arizona. This year, my role here is as a parent, somewhat of a coach, and kind of as an organizer for our club. So that's my role.
Okay, and who in the fencing world has had a positive influence on you?
So as I was thinking of that question, there wasn't any one specific person that I could probably say. There are definitely a number of people at different times in the fencing career that I've had. Definitely my husband, William Becker. He's definitely had a positive influence on me, especially when I was really, really fencing hard. He was always had my back. My kids, watching my kids fence and watching them push through even when it's hard and when it's difficult, when they have plateaus. That's definitely been a couple of I've gotten a lot of influence from them. And just a lot of the kids from our club, Kim Young, Kara Linder, Jillian Harrell, those guys all, they have faced some serious hardships and just things in fencing where you get to those plateaus or you have hard times or you're just struggling and they still persevere through it. So those are the people that I would say probably positively influence my fencing.
My name is Adam. I'm from Boston. I fence at Boston Fencing Club, and I'm a referee here this week at Summer Nationals.
Who is your fencing hero?
My fencing hero is Poznikov, because back whenever I started in 2004, I watched every bit of fencing I could on every video, and I kept seeing him show up over and over and over again. And his fencing was beautiful. This is before I knew who he was. I loved his fencing, I loved his style, I loved his creativity, and so, yeah, he's always been, like, my hero.
My name's Matthew Porter. I'm from the San Francisco Bay Area. I'm not currently in a club. I used to be with the Letterman Fencers Club in the Presidio in San Francisco. I'm here at the Nationals as one of the armourers.
And who is your fencing hero?
There's a lot of very impressive people in the world of fencing for me, but for me, my favorite still has to be my first coach, who's Charlie Selberg. I started fencing with Charlie at UC Santa Cruz in 1977. And he's a great coach and a great philosopher, and I just learned a lot from him.
Hi, my name is Alice Key, and I'm from New Jersey. I don't have a club, but actually I'm the secretary of the New Jersey division. I come here as an armorer, and
How has fencing changed your life?
it's given me a wonderful career. I've met a lot of great people, and both my kids fence, so I do a lot with it.
Hello, my name is Dwight Chu. I fence at the Fencing Center in San Jose. I am an armorer here right now at the venue here in Salt Lake City. Now, my favorite movie with swords in it. There's actually two of them. The first one is called The Mississippi Gambler with Tyrone Power. There's about 10 minutes in, you'll find a very nice fencing scene in foils. The second one is The Mark of Zorro, the 1939 version with Tyrone Power again and Basil Rathhouse. Very good. One key thing about it, each of the actors did not fence with each other. They were, let's say, they weren't sure the other actor would play the part and not hit him. So they ended up fencing with their own respective fencing masters at that time.
Hi, I'm Meredith Delgado. I'm from Illinois. I'm unaffiliated with a club because I'm not a fencer. My role here at Nationals is that I'm on the National Bout Committee staff, and I will be both a staff member this weekend as well as the Bout Committee chair.
And how has fencing changed your life?
I met my husband 43 years ago. In one of our first dates, we went to an AFLA meeting. And if I wanted to see him from then on, I had to spend my weekends at fencing tournaments. So his coach taught me how to do bout committee, and the rest is history.
This is day 2 of Summer Nationals at the Salt Palace in Salt Lake City, Utah. This is what things sound like here today.
Okay. My name is Maverick Lee Doherty. I'm from Palos Verdes, California, and I fence at Sal DeSaro Fencers Club in Torrance, and I'm a fencer at Summer Nationals.
And what events are you doing?
I'm doing Division 1, juniors, and cadets.
What do you want people to know about fencing?
I think there's a lot of misconceptions about the sport, particularly about how dangerous people perceive it to be. It's not a dangerous sport. It's a very safe and friendly community. A lot of the fencers are very kind to each other. We're all very open, and it's a really great, healthy environment to be in.
Hi, I'm Jude Offerly. I live in Winnetka, Illinois, which is north of Chicago, and my club is Red Star Fencing in Chicago. I am a fencer, and when I got my B, I became a national referee. And I've also been a parent. So all of those.
What is your favorite memory about fencing?
My favorite memory was coming out 15th and not thinking I was going to make the cut at the Veteran Worlds in 2007 in Sydney, Australia. And I put my ducks in a row, and I finished second, got the silver medal. So it's not where you start, it's where you finish.
Don Wilson. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky, Louisville Fencing Center. And my role here basically is a fencer, a coach, and a division chair.
Who is your fencing hero?
That would be Peter Westbrook. One, because he came from a background not too dissimilar from many African Americans that I know of. Two, that he has helped a lot of kids get to, the Olympics. You look at the current Olympic gold medalists, and many of them have come from his club. Not only just the Smarts, but Daryl Homer, Ivan Lee, who's a good friend. This makes me feel strong as an African American. Also, I have worked with him about youth programs, and Peter has just been so encouraging and so giving. And he's been to the Louisville Fencing Center and taught classes there before, and we really appreciate him. So yes, that's my hero.
My name is Miriam Gluck. I am from Columbus, Ohio. I fence with the Fencing Alliance of Ohio, and I'm here as a fencer and as a cheerleader from the kids from my club.
Who in the fencing world has had a positive influence on you?
Okay, aside from the obvious coaches, the person who had the most influence on me were Greg and Julie Moss. Their daughter Zara fences here in Div 1, but several years ago, we were in a pool together at a NAC, and we had a referee who wasn't so great, and the usual complaints, and Greg and Julie came up to me and said, you know, you're always going to have referees you disagree with, and you can whine and complain, or you can get up there, decide what you're going to do, get on guard, and plan your next move based on what the referee is going to call. And if you're going to whine and complain, you really ought to pack your bags and go home, because that's not what this sport is about.
My name's Lou Serrard. I'm from the DC Metro. My son is part of the DCFC Fencers Club, and I'm here as a parent.
How has fencing changed your life?
I would say it's given me the opportunity to travel with my children to different places, see things I probably wouldn't have seen. It's given me the chance to watch my children blossom, to sort of become competitors and learn how to be good sportsmen and learn how to win in an appropriate way and also how to lose in an appropriate way and to find out what they can learn from those things in terms of life in general.
Hi, I'm Labutello, and I'm from Indiana, Pennsylvania, right outside of Pittsburgh. My club is Pittsburgh Fencers Club, and it's brand new, and it's being headed up by Yana Dakova. My job there is I'm fencer, coach, and general administrative assistant, dog's body person on the spot.
And what events are you doing here?
Today I'm doing Women's Foil Division 1A, and tomorrow Women's July Challenge, where I'm the oldest person by decades. And then I get a day off, and then on July 5th, Veteran Women's Foil.
And what in the fencing world has had a positive influence on you?
Well, it's the whole idea of mastery and discipline. It's the idea that you're not going to get good immediately, and it's going to take a lot of practice, slow growth, patience, and the whole thing about getting there at the end. It's not immediate. And so I'm actually a professor, and the idea of writing books, you don't write one overnight. And so I was able to translate a college fencing career into a PhD at Cambridge. And that long-term goal, I just kept thinking about what I learned in fencing about play your game. You know what your game is, stick to your plan. And it worked. I have a job and everything.
This is day 3 at Summer Nationals at the Salt Palace in Salt Lake City, Utah. I am Saber Coach Kate, and these are some of my 1-minute interviews.
Hi, my name is Vicky. I'm from Blue Garnet Fencing. We're located in Saddlebrook, New Jersey, so we're all the way here in Salt Lake City. We're here as a vendor, selling quality equipment, meeting people's emergency needs, last minute thing.
And if you could change one thing about fencing, what would it be?
I want to make it a more affordable sport, because right now it seems like it's a high money, monetary value entry sport. So if you can get it more to a general level that a lot of people can get to enjoy, and that's the way to grow the sport.
My name is Julia Duffy. I'm from Long Island, New York, and my club is Mission Fencing Center, and my role here is a fencer.
What events are you participating in?
Div 1A yesterday and juniors today.
In what weapon?
Epee. Women's epee.
What's your favorite movie that has swords in it?
Definitely The Princess Bride. That was the first movie that I ever saw with with swords in it, so I loved it.
My name is Catherine Cow. I'm from Long Island, New York. My club is Mission Fencing Center, and I'm a fencer here.
What events are you participating in?
I participated in Div 1, Div 1A. Today, I competed in junior. I'm also competing in cadet, Div 2, Div 3, and team.
How do you have enough energy for all that? What weapon?
I'm an epee.
Okay. And what is your favorite memory about fencing?
Definitely when all of my teammates get together and we all just like sit around and have a good time with each other, and it's nice to bond. Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
My name is Alexis Brown. I'm from New York. I fence at Bergen Fencing Club in New Jersey, and I'm fencing here this week.
What events are you fencing in?
Div 1A, Div 1, and Junior.
What weapon?
Saber.
Who is your fencing hero?
My fencing hero is Kim Ji-yeon from South Korea because she's short and so am I, and also she's really fast and she has a really unique way of fencing where she's just super fast and smooth, and it's very nice to watch her.
My name is Debbie Pritzker. I'm from New City, New York. My daughter fences for Bergen in New Jersey, and I'm here as a parent and cheerleader, although a silent one for my daughter.
Who in the fencing world has had a positive influence on you?
I'm going to say my daughter, Alexis Brown, because I've watched her work incredibly hard at something that's super important to her and give her all in ways I haven't seen her done and things that mean less to her. She's been incredibly successful and persevered in a short amount of time, and I'm incredibly proud of her.
I'm Sue Borges. I'm from Denver, Colorado. I don't currently have a club, although I used to fence with Northern Colorado fencers. My role here is as a referee, primarily as an épée referee, and I've been having a great time with it.
And who is your fencing hero?
My fencing hero is Jerry Baumgart. She was also my mentor. Jerry was an amazing lady who really opened up épée fencing for women in this country. She really had a passion for it. She really pushed for it, and part of her efforts and the efforts of several other people were what made it a women's sport, because I think not many people know that when I started fencing in the 1970s, there was no women's épée. Women's épée didn't really happen until the late 1980s. And Jerry broke barriers everywhere. She was the first woman épée referee at I think it was the Worlds and then the Olympics as well. So I think it was for both. And she was a tough lady who really felt that women needed to come up in the referee ranks, and I think she set the example for most of us. And she was probably harder on us than anybody else, much harder on the women than on the men, because she felt that we needed to do it better. We had something to prove, and men weren't really going to respect us as referees of men, until we really proved ourselves. And so she pushed, and she always wanted to make me a better referee, and I think I owe a lot of my refereeing career to Jerry.
This is day 4 of Summer Nationals. This is Saber Coach Kate, and I'm here live at the Salt Palace in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Hi, I'm Nina Anamdar from Rye, New York. My club is New Amsterdam Fencing Academy in Port Chester, New York. I'm here as a fencer.
What events are you fencing?
I'm fencing Vet 40 Women's Épée, Division II Women's Épée, and Division III Épée.
How has fencing changed your life?
I came into fencing actually in college. I was a walk-on in the team, and really the most important thing I gained from fencing was self-confidence. Confidence to succeed in every aspect of my life, not just on the strip. And I think I owe my coach, John Helmick, a big debt of gratitude for the fact that he made me confident enough that my interviews for med school, my performance in med school, and the confidence I've had being a doctor to this day is from the fact that he encouraged me to push myself in every aspect of my life, and I thank him for that.
Hi, I'm Rich Brown. I'm from Watchung, New Jersey. I fence at Medeo Fencing Club. I am a coach and a fencer. I've been involved in fencing for a number of years. I got involved after my boys got involved, so I didn't start fencing until I was 55 years old. So that's when I started, and I'm 68 now, so come on 70. So that's 70s. So the thing that I found, and especially as a coach, working with high school age fencers, primarily young ladies, is the fact that this gives them self-confidence that they don't normally get a chance to experience. It gives them some focused aggression that normally isn't there either. It gives them the ability to accept loss. So it really puts them ahead of their peers when it comes to life lessons and things of that nature. So this sport is a life changer for these young kids. It really matures them, and you see, especially in a high school team event, you see this bonding going on between the fencers. It's just such a great thing when you get freshmen and seniors working together cooperatively, and with the seniors being the mentors, so it's giving them a chance to be a teacher and instructor and helping bring these young kids along and teaching them some of the life lessons they've learned and passing them on.
Okay, I'm Erica Julian, and I'm from Wilmington, North Carolina. My fencing club is Cape Fear Fencing Association.
And are you a fencer, a parent, a coach?
I am a fencer. I've been fencing for 6 years.
And which events are you going to fence?
Saber and epee.
And how has fencing changed your life?
Well, it's been just a great challenge, and just doing this for 6 years, it has really just gotten me a new focus on life. I've met so many great people, and I think coming to these large national events, I've met so many people, and you reconnect every time you see them. We are vicious on the strip, out to beat the next guy, but when we're off the strip, we're all friends, no animosity. Everybody is just one big happy fencing family.
My name's Ellen O'Leary.
And what club are you from?
Infinity, I just recently, Infinity Fencing Alliance in New Jersey, South Jersey.
And what is your role here at Summer Nationals?
Saber fencing to make the team.
Oh, wow. That's great. What song best describes your fencing?
Bad to the bone.
And who is your fencing hero?
Peter Westbrook. And he's got a whole foundation now, but he was my hero for many, many reasons. When I first started fencing, in fact, before I even knew about fencing, which has been recent, actually.
What do you want people to know about fencing?
That it's fun, that you can start at any age. I started when I was 63. Other people have started even older. The competition is intense. People are kill on the strip, and we are so much fun together afterwards. It's awesome. People are great.
And finally, what's your favorite movie that has swords in it?
That's easy. The Princess Bride.
My name is Shamala Nantan. I'm from Seattle, Washington, and our club is Sal L'Oreal Seattle. And I am an epéist. I used to do foil when I was younger, but now I just do épée. My present coach is Marshall Hibness.
What is your favorite memory about fencing?
Yeah, well, I have several, but this one sticks out because only last night they were teasing me about it. So my master coach, who was Leon Oriel, who's no longer with us, I was in the medal bout. This was to the last, get into the four. And it was time and he came up to me and I was expecting him to tell me, well, what to do. And I'm vegetarian. And he came up to me and he said, if only you will eat a piece of meat. That's what he said to me. I was in shock. I was in absolute shock. So what it did for me was I was so concerned and so shocked by what he said that I just got over myself. I won the bout, and he just shrugged his shoulders and said, you see.
Coaches know everything, darn it.
Because, he's like, you're in your head, and 90% of this sport is mental, really. Yes. So, yeah.
This is day 5 of Summer Nationals here at the Salt Palace in Salt Lake City, Utah. I am Saber Coach Kate, and here are some more of my 1-minute interviews.
Hi, my name is Bill Corbus, and I'm the new Director of Marketing at USA Fencing. I started back in March. Actually, at the time I started with another teammate, and we joined the Front Range Fencing Club in Colorado Springs to take beginner lessons and understand more about fencing. We're doing some foil exercises right now with a new session that begins Monday the 10th when we're back home.
And who is your fencing hero?
I would have to say in my time at USA Fencing, the person who stood out the most to me and who's been most influential is Cody Mattern. He's a member of our board. He's a coach. He's an athlete. He has helped me in a lot of different ways with guidance and background and perspective. So Cody Mattern.
If you could change one thing about fencing, what would it be?
I would say as a marketing guy, it's difficult for me to come to big venues like this and see competitors destroy something I'm trying to find sponsors for, taking down the pipe, moving all the chairs, leaving their stuff laying around. I'd like a little bit neater environment so I could sell more sponsorship.
Hi, my name is Bud Green. I'm from Aledo, Texas. I go to Cutting Edge Fencing Center. I'm a fencer here.
What events are you fencing?
This year I'm fencing Cadet, Y14, and Division 3.
How do you get yourself prepared for a competition?
Okay, usually I eat breakfast, which is eggs and toast and probably bacon and water. And then I'll do warm-up stretches. I'll do some practice bouting, and then I just kind of sit there for a minute and just kind of breathe in and just visualize and think about what I'm going to do in that competition to prepare.
My name is Jeanette Faulkner. I live in Middletown, Connecticut. My club is the Connecticut Fencers Club, where I am a coach and a fencer sometimes, but not much.
And tell the people that are listening what you're wearing around your neck right now.
I'm wearing a gold medal for the Women's Vet 60 Fall event.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What do you want people to know about fencing?
That it's a lot of fun, and anybody can do it. You just, you don't have to be great, and you're still gonna have a lot of fun doing it. But winning is a lot of fun too.
Of course. And how has fencing changed your life?
First of all, the people are wonderful. I've met so many different kind of people from all kinds of different kind of backgrounds. It's amazing. I've traveled all over the country and all over the world, and it's something I can do for the rest of my life. And so therefore, I'm so thankful that I can do this.
Michelle Breyer, San Diego Fencing Center in Escondido, California. And I am a fencer and a fencing parent.
What weapon do you fence?
I fence epee.
And you are a fencing parent of a fencer of which weapon?
Saber.
Ooh, does that ever cause any problems at home?
It does not, and occasionally he will fence epee with me and whip my tush.
What do you like about fencing?
I like that you can start at any age, and my favorite thing here at Summer Nationals is watching fencers of every age fence. So I think that you're never too young or never too old to learn to fence.
If you could change one thing about fencing, what would it be?
I would change the fact that it feels like you have to travel a lot to get far, and it's tough when you don't make a ton of money, but you want the best for your kid. So I really would emphasize the regional programs more and local.
Hi, I'm Evan Decker. I'm from the Iowa City Fencing Center in Iowa City, and I am a participant here at the National Championships.
What events are you going to be fencing?
I am fencing Div 2 men's foil and Div 3 men's foil.
Who is your fencing hero?
I really look up to Rayson Bowden. Even though he's left-handed and I'm right-handed, I really like his style, and some of his favorite moves I've been able to adapt into my style.
Yeah. And how has fencing changed your life?
In so many different aspects. It's put more emphasis on the nutrition that I have, and also conditioning and other weightlifting exercises outside of fencing to help improve other aspects of my game.
I'm Sam Cowell. I'm from Colorado Springs, and my club is the Front Range Fencers. And I am here as a USA Fencing administrator in coaching education. Let's put that one in there.
What's your favorite movie that has swords in it?
Oh, this is so, everybody does this. Princess Bride. Of course. Absolutely. It's so good. Yes. Hands down.
This is day 6 of Summer Nationals held here at the Salt Lake City Salt Palace. Today, according to my sources, is a record-breaking day, as nearly 1,500 fencers will be competing at some point in this venue.
Hi, my name is Rayson Bowden. I'm currently living in LA, but I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
My club is Golubitsky Fencing Center, and I'm here training with Team USA as a fencer.
What's your favorite movie that has swords in it?
My favorite movie, growing up, I watched The Knight's Tale, and I watched it 1,000 times.
What's your favorite memory about fencing?
I think one of my favorite memories has to be making my first world team as a cadet. So that idea of just like putting on the USA colors for the first time and having really meaning something, getting your first warm up, that kind of thing is really important, and it's just like so exhilarating at the time.
I hope to do that someday for the veteran world team.
Yeah, you should.
Who in the fencing world has had a positive influence on you?
So actually, I'm unusual because all of my former coaches have been, and current coach, are fencers. So I started with Zadok Lombeck, Jed Dupree, Dan Counter, and now Sergei Golubitsky, all Olympians, all former fencers, and they're passing on their knowledge to me. So those are the main fencers that have had influence on me.
Hello, my name is Greg Macialis. I'm from San Francisco, Macialis Foundation, or M-Team. My role, I'm actually a parent here. I'm a coach, as well as national coach. We have a camp going on here for the World Championships. And then also I was inducted in the Hall of Fame.
Congratulations about that, by the way. What do you want people to know about fencing?
Fencing is all about dealing with stress. That's what fencing is all about. People think it's like actually touching and all this stuff. It's actually learning to deal with stress. If you ask most fencers, what is it? Did you fence really as well as you could have or whatever happened to be? And then most of them will say, I lost. I didn't really fence up to my capacity. Why was that? Because I was uptight. So learning to deal with stress. That's what fencing is all about.
My name is Cynthia Sirico. I'm with Leon Paul USA. I am a vendor.
And what do you like about fencing?
What I like about fencing is the sportsmanship and the variety of fencers that show up. We have young, old, multinational fencers, and it makes a great community.
Hi, my name is Catherine Holmes, Cat for short. I represent the New York Athletic Club, but also Princeton University. My role here is I'm a fencer and a coach today.
Oh, that's great. What is your favorite memory about fencing?
So this is kind of a fun story. So last year, I represented the United States at the 2016 Olympic Games in Rio. And up until that point, my favorite memory had been when I qualified for the games. It was at the Budapest Grand Prix in March, and it came down to between me and another girl. And the moment when I found out I qualified, it was just this moment of euphoria. It felt like all this, this weight had been lifting off my shoulders. It was everything that I imagined that moment to be when it came to fruition. But then so qualifying for the Olympics, I took 2 years off from school at Princeton University, and then I went back to school this year, and we were competing at the Ivy League Championships, and we were going against Columbia. We were tied 13-13, and I was fencing the anchor bout, and winning that bout, winning the Ivy League Championships with 30 plus people behind me, winning it for my teammates, for my coach Sultan Dudas. That meant more to me than any individual victory, win, qualification, whatever that I've ever had or experienced. Just that moment of sharing that win with everybody that we'd all worked for. That was the best moment of my fencing career thus far.
Wow, that's really great. Who is your fencing hero?
So my fencing hero is a lady named Valerie Asher from Washington, D.C., from D.C. Fencers Club. When I first started fencing, competitively when I was 13, I entered some local competitions in the area, and I'd been hearing about this fencer, Asher, and I registered for one of the local women's tournaments, and she wasn't registered, and I was like, well, why is this Asher not registered? I hear she's very good, and I was told that she had ovarian cancer. I was 13. I was like, okay, I don't really know this woman. A year later, we were fencing in a local tournament, and she beat me in the final. A year after having cancer, after going through chemotherapy, she fenced through it all. She's a ear, nose, and throat doctor. She worked through it all. And from that point, we became very, very, very good friends. And Valerie she's made several veteran worlds teams. She's made some top 16s in Division I. And she's kind of really the epitome of what I think a true athlete really is. Somebody who overcomes all obstacles for pure love of the sport and love of the game. And her unending support, friendship, and like camaraderie is, I don't know if I would be where I am in fencing without her, but she truly is my fencing hero.
Hi, my name is Annie from Boston and from the Mo Fencing Club, and I'm here as a fencer.
What events are you fencing in?
I'm fencing Div 3 and Div 2.
In which weapon?
Oh, woman's saber. Yep.
What's your favorite movie that has swords in it?
The first movie that I saw that really exposed me to fencing has been The Parent Trap with Lindsay Lohan, I think. And during that moment when Annie and Hallie first meet each other, they have a fencing duel. I found that the craziest thing because I've never known that fencing was actually a sport until that movie. Yeah.
And if you could change one thing about fencing, what would it be?
I think it would be so cool if we could have two swords while fencing. Like, that would totally change the whole fencing game. But even though, we may not be on guard still, maybe we will. I don't know. I have to think about it to develop this idea further. But yeah.
Would they both be electric?
I think so. That way you can double parry and double hit. Yeah.
See, I've always wanted to do a tournament where you had just one weapon, but then you had like a shield.
Oh yeah, that would be cool too. All right, we have to both explore these options and present it to U.S. Fencing.
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
It's the end of day 7 of Summer Nationals. I am Saber Coach Kate, and I'm doing a few of my minute interviews after hours today.
My name is Jennifer Oldham. I'm from Durham, North Carolina, from the Mid-South Fencers Club. My role here is as a parent. My son Luis fences in Y12 events, and I'm also a coach.
For which weapon?
Saber.
If you could change one thing about fencing, what would it be?
I'd like to see the equipment, how we score, how we keep score, how we earn our touches, eliminate the wires, digitize the touches and the score. There are ways to do this. Make the arena more cool looking in some way. Create individual and group challenges in different ways than where we are right now. I'm ready for a radical change.
My name is Jeff Callio. I'm from Durham, North Carolina. Our club is Mid-South Fencers Club, and I'm here at Summer Nationals as a coach and also as a fencer.
Which weapon or weapons do you coach?
Saber, primarily.
How has fencing changed your life?
In 2004, as I was finishing my college education, I had 2 competing job offers. One job offer was from a police department to be a law enforcement officer, and the other job offer was from someone who's opening a fencing club and offered me the role of being a full-time professional coach. So I had these 2 paths in front of me, and so I decided to kind of pick the left path and become a fencing coach, which no one in my family had ever even knew existed as a career before. And because of that, I've been able to travel all over the country and all over the world. I've been able to interact with tons of awesome people. I've had the opportunity to coach wonderful students, so it's completely changed my life.
Hi, my name is Anna Maria Liu, and I'm from Peoria, Illinois. I'm in between clubs right now, but my most recent club was Cutting Edge Fencing Center. My role here is as a referee.
Who in the fencing world has had a positive influence on you?
Somebody who had a really early positive influence on me was Lori Schiller when he was the coach at Northwestern University. I had just started a club down in Bradley University, and he gave me all the resources so that we could join the Midwest Fencing Conference and actually develop our club.
This is Saber Coach Kate. We are now on day 8 of Nationals, still here at the Salt Palace in Salt Lake City, Utah. Today is when a lot of the youth events are starting.
Hello, my name is Inigro Montoya. I'm from Oregon Fencing Alliance. You took my point. Prepare to die. Also, my name is Kathleen Vasconcelos. I'm from Oregon Fencing Alliance, and today I am a parent.
And you are also something else when you're here.
Yes, earlier I was a fencer.
For which weapon?
Saber. The best. Yes, saber.
Who in the fencing world has had a positive influence on you?
Well, actually, I'm going to say there's two. One is my daughter, Amanda Vasconcelos, who was like, hey, Mom, you don't know a lot about fencing, so go start fencing. So I went to learn to fence, and the biggest thing that I learned is that no matter what my daughter does on the strip, whether it's step lunge, she pauses in the middle, she wins. She's doing absolutely the best thing she can possibly do on the strip, no matter what. When she comes off, whether she wins or loses, it's a victory because she did as best as she could. And the second person is Kate Sierra. Huge influence on me, and one of the main reasons I love fencing vet.
Aw, that's so sweet. Thank you so much. If you could change one thing about fencing, what would it be?
My one thing I would like to change is how parents and other coaches treat the refs. In fencing for saber, if everyone would just keep their calm and their cool, then the refs could be more focused on the strip rather than worrying what the other coaches and what the parents are going to be talking about and if they're screaming. Just let the refs do what they're going to do. It's going to play out at the end, and we need to respect them and thank them for being here.
Hi, I'm Carolyn Gresham-Fiegel. I'm from Oklahoma. My club is Oklahoma Sport Fencing. I'm here this time as a coach, though I've also been a fencer. And
what song best describes your fencing?
The best song is probably boppity 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 bop, because that's what I say when I fence.
And what weapon do you fence?
Mostly foil, also saber and epee.
My name is Peter Burchard. I'm from Northern California, specifically north of the Golden Gate Bridge in Marin and Sonoma County. My club is the North Bay Fencers Academy and the Halberstadt Fencers Club. And I'm here at the 2017 Summer Nationals as a coach, a referee, assessor, president of the Coaches Association, and all-around fencing fan.
What's your favorite movie that has swords in it?
My favorite movie of swords is from 1952 called Scaramouche with Stuart Granger and Mel Ferrer. And the reason it's my favorite is because it is as close to modern fences as can be, because it's the fencing in there is with like almost epées, pretty much, and it's all with points, which is much better than the hacking and slashing that you see in your Errol Flynn stuff. And they mic'd the sword, so all of the blade contacts were really authentic, and all of the envelopments and these wonderful things had the great sounds, and they'd advance and retreat up and down the stairs and back and forth and across the ballroom and on top of tables, and it was just fabulous. And it's also from French literature, so Scaramouche by Sébastiani is my favorite.
So my name is Greg Dilworth. I am from Littleton, Colorado, and I am with the Fencing Academy of Denver. I am both a coach and a referee at this competition.
What's your favorite movie that has swords in it?
The Princess Bride.
Duh.
Of course.
What do you like about fencing?
I really like the combination of the physical and mental aspect of the game, and that it's an individual sport. I like the fact that, especially now as a coach, that it teaches kids that it's okay to lose, and that losing teaches you things that help you to then get better. And I think those will serve as life lessons for the long run.
How has fencing changed your life?
I started fencing when I was 14 years old, and it has been the one constant in my life as I have moved from lots and lots of places and things, and has ultimately enriched my life and given me my current career, which is more fun than any of the silly corporate stuff that I did for 20 years before that.
Charisma Williams from Atlanta.
Noya Fencers. I am a fencing parent.
What's your favorite movie that has swords in it?
Wonder Woman.
Oh, yeah.
Wonder Woman. I guess round number 2 is Princess Bride. Only because my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father, prepare to die. And he fences left-handed and right-handed. But Wonder Woman, because empowerment, total empowerment and swiftness of mind, swiftness of physical ability, all wrapped in one. I think it's the epitome of how fencers are.
How do you get yourself prepared for a competition?
As a parent, I have to prepare my daughter for mentally. She packs her own bag, I check it. She asks for my advice, she makes her own list. I get all the water bottles together. That's always fun. Also, all the, being the like a t-shirt says, the Sherpa, the travel agent, the chauffeur, the snack mom, the water woman, all of the above. But it's fun. I actually enjoy the fencing competition preparation.
If you could change one thing about fencing, what would it be?
It would be to have moving LED lights with the sword so you could see when it happens.
What is your favorite memory about fencing?
Favorite memory is actually my daughter competing against an opponent where she was down like 8-1. And she came back up from that with so much gusto and fervor. It was encouraging and enlightening to see her take whatever was in her and pull it all out. That was the most I've ever heard her scream, the loudest I've ever heard her scream. And so I guess that became the most memorable moment. And she won.
And finally, what do you want people to know about fencing?
That it's fun. Fencing stands for fun, and more people should do it. People should know that it helps, it appears to help prepare you to be a responsible citizen in our world and a caring one. You learn defeat, you learn winning, you learn camaraderie, you learn care, you learn how to pick yourself up. There's so much that goes into it that I think will make more peace in the world. Yes, you're whacking people with swords, but you're doing it responsibly, and in all of that, it creates a happy world. So I think more people should fence.
This is Saber Coach Kate coming to you once again live from the Salt Palace in Salt Lake City, Utah. Today is day 9. We have a lot more youth events here. It's been a very exciting day with lots of emotion and passion and a few tears.
I'm Bob Fiegel. I'm from Oklahoma City. My club is Oklahoma Sport Fencing. I'm here as a coach.
What do you want people to know about fencing?
It's incredibly fun. You have to work hard, but you have to have fun at the same time.
My name is Margherita Guzzi Vincenti. I'm from Wisconsin. My club is Ataba Fencing Club, and I'm a fencer as well as a referee.
What weapon do you fence?
I fence épée.
How has fencing changed your life?
Fencing has allowed me to, first of all, travel all over the world. So I'm from Italy, I'm from Milan, and that's where I started fencing. I was able to travel all over Europe, meet so many people, meet new cultures, meet new friends, and then I ended up coming here to the US, where I started my new life. So basically fencing has given me the opportunity to expand my horizons, to travel everywhere, to meet phenomenal people, and just to play the sport that I find so interesting and so competitive.
Hi, I'm Brianna Smith. I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and my club is Twin Cities Fencing Club. I'm here as a referee.
What do you like about fencing?
I really like how everybody can do fencing, and there's a lot of different age categories and ability categories, and my whole goal is to keep fencing until I'm 70 and still be able to compete. So I like that it's a sport where that's actually something I can do and not just some weird dream.
My name is Mahmoud El Bakri, and I am living now in Atlanta, Georgia, originally from Egypt. I'm at Nelia Fencers Club, and I am a coach, and I do reffing sometimes. That's it.
If you could change one thing about fencing, what would it be?
I will return back the old timing that they changed this year.
Why?
Because I believe now that this new timing depends more on the ref, like how it used to be before 2005. I used to fence when it was like the timing was very long, and they changed it in 2005. I guess the referees got used to one light. Most of referees now, they don't tell the difference between a parry riposte and a mal parry touche. They usually say whenever there is two lights that it's parry riposte, and after the new timing, this is not the I mean, now we depend more on the referee. Referees need to practice more.
This is day 10 of the Saber Coach Kate podcast special edition. This is the last day of competition, and with me today I have
the Y10 champion.
And what's your name?
Ashley.
Where are you from?
Manhattan.
And what's your club?
Manhattan Fencing Center.
What weapon do you fence?
I fence saber.
All right. What is your favorite memory about fencing?
Standing on the final strip and winning.
Excellent. That's a great feeling, isn't it?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Matthew Zick, originally from New York, New York, representing Zeta Fencing, and I am the coach.
What's your favorite memory about fencing?
I would say it was my first time I ever came to a national tournament. It was like I had a little bit of deer in headlights, but it was like I was meant to be there. I felt it.
What's your favorite movie that has swords in it?
It's got to be Star Wars for sure. That's what I wanted to do, be a Jedi.
Surprisingly enough, you're the first person to say that movie.
No way.
It's been The Princess Bride all the way, man. You just got to be different. I see
Absolutely, no question.
Who's your fencing hero?
Fencing hero is probably Stanislav Poznikov from Russia. Many-time Olympic medalist and many more-time world champion.
If you could change one thing about fencing, what would it be?
That's a tough one. Change about fencing. I would make it a little bit more outsider-friendly. It's very hard to explain someone who is not familiar with the sport, what's going on, what they're looking at, who wins touches, who loses touches, so that I would try to make it a little bit more outsider-friendly.
What do you like about fencing?
Just about everything. Just about everything. The challenge every day. Nothing is the same. You never know who's going to win, and it's the beauty of the sport. It changes every single day. One person can win one day, and the next could finish last. So you really never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, I'm well acquainted with that. Thank you very much. Who in the fencing world has had a positive influence on you?
Very good one. That's a very good one. Obviously, the most positive influence on me is my first and only coach was Yuri Gelman, and we stay in touch still. I'm able to ask him questions, coaching questions, life questions, and he's had a humongous impact on my life, for sure.
What song best describes your fencing?
Oh, God. That's a really good question. All right, caught me off guard with that one. What song best describes my fencing? Oof. We have to come back to that one. I don't know yet. I'll think about that one. That was a good one. Caught me off guard.
How do you get yourself prepared for a competition?
I had the same routine for 15 years, eating the same pasta with chicken before I went to bed, falling asleep or trying to get to sleep by midnight every night, laying my clothes out the night before for the competition, making sure all my stuff was in order. So I stuck to a routine from a very early age, and it would help me just stay relaxed and understand where I was.
Yeah, that's really important.
Absolutely. Routine is very, very important.
How has fencing changed your life?
I was able to see more of this the world by the time I was 15 than my friends will ever see at that age. I traveled to beautiful, beautiful places, met some unbelievable people that I stay in touch with still, and it really taught me a lot about my own self-discipline.
What do you want people to know about fencing?
It's a beautiful sport. A great way to get in shape, great way to build up strength and discipline, and it's one of the more interesting activities one can participate in.
Okay, now we're going back. Okay, what song best describes your fencing?
Ooh, like a Rolling Stone.
More like a steamroller?
Yeah, there you go, exactly. I would say that was it. My fencing wasn't the prettiest thing, but it was efficient and it worked for me.
Thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely. Have a good one. Thank you.
As I mentioned before, this year's Summer Nationals was a record-breaking year. There were a total of 8,440 competitors, 164 teams, and 33,274 bouts, including pools and DEs. It was amazing to be able to be part of such a spectacular event. A big thank you to everyone who let me interview them during Summer Nationals. There were so many people that I wanted to include in this special episode, but they were either working or impossible to find in the huge crowds. If I missed you, then maybe I'll have a chance to interview you next year. Summer Nationals will be held in St. Louis, Missouri next year, so I hope to see all of you there. As always, a big thank you to my friend Tony Escueda, who brought his computer to Summer Nationals so that he could help me edit about half of this special episode. Also, thank you to my sponsor, Cutting Edge Fencing, for donating the money for my Saber Coach Kate podcast swag. If you weren't able to get a pin or a sticker, I'll have them with me at every national tournament and local tournament, so all you need to do is come up to me and ask for one. A lot of people that I approached at Summer Nationals expressed their gratitude and appreciation for these podcast episodes. That made me feel really great, and I really appreciate the support and the suggestions that you gave to me. Knowing that you're out there listening is what keeps me doing this. And now this special episode is drawing to a close. Tune in next week to hear my interview with Kamali Thompson. You can visit my blog, sabercoachkate.wordpress.com, for links to each of these episodes, as well as articles about fencing in general. If you have any suggestions or comments for me, please email me at sabercoachkate@gmail.com.